Okay, so I'm back from my break. I had to figure out what else to say. This is my first time. This is the first time I've ever done a video, so hopefully I'll improve. I've been told that I mumble a lot because that's what my wife told me. So I have to kind of concentrate on speaking clearly. Anyways, I started a company about a year ago, soon after I got the bike, Sur-ron USA, and I was so enthusiastic about the bike. Just like, I still think it's amazing. And I thought I was going to be selling the bikes, but didn't work out at the time. I haven't lost my enthusiasm for it. At the moment, I'm making sprockets for the bike. If you get on surronusa.com, you can see I'm selling sprockets that I make in my machine shop. Anyways, so what I want to talk to you about next is what I see as the future of these bikes in the US and Canada and Mexico. Anyways, it'll do 45 miles an hour, and that's fast. And that's fast enough for most roads. At the present moment, it's not street legal. They're sending street legal bikes to Europe. They're approved and everything. We just got to get a bike that's approved for the US. And the European version comes with headlights and mirrors and turn signals, and it actually has a section that comes off of the rear wheel. It has your rear tail light and license plate. I kind of like it up here, but anyways, the future I see is every family could have one of these in their garage. It's just such the handiest. It's the handiest thing. You need to make a trip to the store. You can put a backpack on, head to the store, get some butter, eggs, whatever, stick in your backpack. Since it's not street legal, I usually ride it as a bicycle, and just kind of keep it on the side of the road. I don't get involved with cars. I just kind of avoid that as much as possible. It is illegal, but another thing I see is teenagers could possibly ride this to school. There's a phone app that you can connect up to this thing, and hopefully at some point you'll be able to program it, maybe program the top speed. And I think you could program it for like 15 miles an hour with your phone, so that it tops out at 15 miles an hour. It's safe speed. Safety is always a big concern. You don't want people getting in accidents. But anyways, I live about, I work like, 20 minutes from here by car. It's about 15 miles. Easily I could ride this to work. And I see other people could ride them to work too. You just have a charger at work, charger at home. It just plugs in right here. Simple as can be. And if you had a 40-mile trip to make, it'll do 40 miles. It'll do 60 miles if you keep the speed down, but I think a 40-mile jaunt would be very well within this bike's capabilities. I just see college students using them to get to school, high school students, trips to the store, just riding around anywhere. I think at some point when it is street legal, in California there's a class of motorcycle called a motor-driven cycle, and you can't take it on the freeway, but you can license it. It's usually for bikes that are under 150 cc's, which is 10 horsepower approximately. But some people have taken these bikes and registered it as mopeds. Cost $25. Again, it's all about safety, and you want people to ride them safely, wear protective gear, helmets. Don't get in altercations with cars, you know, just simple as that. You always lose on a motorcycle or a bicycle. You get an accident. So safety's the biggest concern. But the future I see is street legal. You get your motorcycle license, which is easy to do. The reason you take a motorcycle license test is so that you don't get in any altercations with cars, and you can ride the bikes. They make sure you can ride the bike safely. You know the laws concerning bikes. I've ridden on the street for, well, at one point for 7 years. I rode. That was my mode of transportation, was a motorcycle. And you just have to ride as though cars don't see you. Other drivers don't see you because they're looking for a car when they're out driving, and sometimes you blend in with the trees and stuff because you're just a very thin piece there. So anyways, I always rode my motorcycle as if people don't see you. So it's a good way to do it. Anyways, I just see these in every household possibly, and I'm going to shut off for now because I ran out of things to say, but I got a lot more to say. Mostly it's that the potential is huge. They're so easy to ride. It's a small bike. It's got a low seat when it's on the ground, and if you're 5 foot to 5'10", it's like perfect size. Sur-ron is coming out with a full-size bike, which is bigger, about 10% bigger probably, and that'll be good for, I don't know, a lot of things. Anyways, it's just easy to ride for beginners. It's got a switch up here that takes it down to a low power setting, so it doesn't have the high power that makes you go 45 miles an hour. It's much slower. I think they should have it so that you can program it with your phone and just program the top speed. You know, if you got your newer, younger person on there, you don't want them getting hurt, so you say, you know, you program it in so it does 10 miles an hour, something like that. It actually has a mode where you, under here, if you disconnect a couple wires, it goes really slow. It's just perfect for beginners, but who wants to connect and disconnect wires? I guess I could make a little switch that'd be good. It mounts on there, good idea. So that you could just switch it into that low mode, and it just goes like under 10 miles an hour. So anyways, I just see a lot of potential. Just so many people could be riding these things and ride them safely and not pollute. You know, it's like doesn't use gasoline. Here in California, the power is produced 50% by hydroelectric, wind, solar. 50% of it is natural gas. So anyways, you're not polluting as much with this electric vehicle. Like I said, have a charger at home, charger at work. You can ride back and forth every day. Cost you nothing, you know, pennies, as opposed to driving a car, burning gas, polluting the environment. Anyways, this is the future. Thank you very much.